The Axeman of New Orleans was a notorious serial killer who terrorized the city in the early 20th century. Between 1918 and 1919, the Axeman attacked at least 6 people with an axe, leaving a trail of death and destruction in his wake. Despite extensive investigations, the identity of the Axeman remains a mystery to this day. In this true crime episode, we will examine the events of the Axeman killings, the investigations that followed, and the various theories that have been put forth about the identity of this elusive and brutal killer. The Axeman began his killing spree in 1918, targeting Italian-American grocers and their families in the dead of night. In several of the attacks, the Axeman broke into homes and used an axe to attack the occupants while they slept. The brutality and ferocity of these attacks sent shockwaves through the city, as the Axeman seemed to strike at will, without any pattern or motive. The victims were often left mutilated and badly beaten, with some of them succumbing to their injuries. The police launched an extensive investigation into the Axeman killings, but despite numerous leads and suspects, the case remained unsolved. The city of New Orleans was left in a state of fear and panic, as the Axeman seemed to be immune to the efforts of law enforcement. The investigation was further hampered by a lack of physical evidence and the elusive nature of the killer, who seemed to vanish into thin air after each attack. The police tried various methods to catch the Axeman, including surveillance, staking out potential targets, and offering a substantial reward for information. In March of 1919, a letter was sent to local newspapers purporting to be the Axeman himself. The letter, which threatened to strike again if certain demands were not met, added to the already intense public fear and paranoia. The letter was written in a cryptic and menacing style and sparked a media frenzy when it was covered by the press. The authorities were unable to determine the authenticity of the letter, but it remains one of the most puzzling and intriguing aspects of the Axeman case. Over the years, numerous theories have been put forth about the identity of the Axeman, ranging from a disgruntled Italian-American gangster to a deranged lunatic. Some even speculate that the Axeman was a supernatural entity come to wreak havoc on the city of New Orleans. Despite the efforts of investigators, no concrete evidence has ever been produced to support any of these theories, and the identity of the Axeman remains a mystery to this day. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the Axeman was a contract killer hired by the mafia, but the theory remains unproven. In conclusion, the Axeman of New Orleans remains one of the most notorious serial killers in American history, his brutal crimes leaving a lasting impact on the city and its residents. Despite extensive investigations and numerous theories, the identity of the Axeman remains a mystery and his legacy continues to spark debate and speculation. The Axeman case serves as a reminder of the violence and evil that exists in our world, and the importance of never giving up the pursuit of justice for the victims of crime.